Hey guys, it's John the Net Guy, and today this week we have the Wyze Robot Vacuum. Now, I'm not going to make anything up. I don't have another robot vacuum. Never had a Roomba, and I don't have a frame of reference here. I've got a sample size of 1. Now, if you're talking about IP cameras, doorbells, anything electronic, gaming PCs, things like that, I'd happily review it. But today you're going to have to settle for a first look and first impressions. I'm going to go through an unboxing, a setup, an initial operation of it, and you can see how it cleans my home. I'm going to show you what it was able to collect and how it cleaned, what happened when my kids finally found it, and I'm going to go through some of the challenges that it had, some things that they're still working on, and I'll go through some tips to make it work better for you. It's a little bit of a different format for me. So time codes are in the video description. They're also there on the side for you. Hopefully you'll enjoy this video. I'm also going to be giving away a brand new Wyze Robot Vacuum to a lucky viewer. YouTube's very difficult when it comes to giveaways, but I think I've navigated it. So check out the very end of the video. It's got some information about the giveaway. The drawing is on April 15th. There's no cost to enter. Employees of Wyze and my personal family members and extended family members are ineligible. Wyze is not a sponsor of this contest, nor is YouTube or anyone else. Check out the rules in the video description as well, or you can visit thenetguy.com/vacuum to get the rules and the details on the giveaway. Without further ado, I'm going to show you my experience with the Wyze Robot Vacuum. Hey, it's John the Net Guy here, and today I've got kind of a secret thing going on. I just got kicked out of the nursery because I wasn't doing a good job putting the kids to bed, and I was told I got to deal with this room instead. Yeah. There's a lot going on here. This is the new remodeled first floor of our house, and this main floor has our kitchen, dining room, kids play area. This is where most of the time is spent in our house, and it's a mess. Literally, there's rice and other junk all over the floor, and I thought, what a better opportunity to use the Wyze Robot Vacuum and check it out. So we're gonna see. I got this for her birthday, and it's been sitting in the box ever since. So the Wyze Robot Vacuum, I'm gonna set it up. I'm gonna take you with me on this, and we're gonna see how it does. This room hasn't really been prepped. I did put the chairs up, give it a chance. It's kind of like, high school, elementary school lunchroom. We'll see how that goes. I know I've got some stuff here on the floor that I'm gonna have to take care of because I don't expect it to take and pick up my shoes for me or the kids. So we're gonna see how this goes, and I'm gonna start the unboxing process right now. More of these. Okay, standard Wyze packaging. Manual. Let's hope we don't have to use that. Cardboard. Nothing in there. Ooh. I've seen pictures of this, but I've never used it. These look like they come out. Remove before use. Okay. Oh. Dustbin HEPA cleaning. Okay. It's pretty simple, straightforward. That's how that comes out. That's how that comes out. Okay, I see some brushes in here. That's maybe what these are. Yeah. Guessing that goes on here. There's another one, and I've only thought that this thing had one, so I'm just gonna save the other one for now. I'm gonna open this side. What do we got? Robot vacuum rated power 24 watts. Okay, this has got to be, oh, that's the stand. Yeah, that's the stand that it backs up into. I've got one spot in this room that I think that's going to work at. So we're going to have to look into that in a second. What's first? Wall charger. Okay, we just call these wall warts. AC adapter. Okay, looks pretty simple. And filter. Okay, does it have a filter? HEPA filter cleaning. Oh, I see one in there, so I'm gonna guess that this is an extra filter. I'm gonna try not to use the manual. I'm gonna try to see if the app can get me through everything. So far, ooh, look at that. That's cool. Oh, it's got a cutter for cleaning the bristles, I'm sure, and it's got a little filter cleaner. Nice. I'm gonna see if I can get the app to get me through the entire thing without any help. Now, I'm guessing that this, yep, there it is. It's got some power here. I'm gonna go run this over the wall. We'll see how that does. It looks like I can hide the rest of the cord in there when it's not in use. That's good because we got kids that love to get into everything. Okay, we're gonna run over the wall. Okay, this is the one spot in the house that I think I can fit a robot vacuum, and the kids may not dance on it all the time. So I'm gonna plug this into here. Okay, got a blue light. I'm gonna back this thing up. Okay. Oop, I got a light when I backed into it. Now I'm going to open my Wyze app on my phone.
Turning on.
She's talking already. Okay, I'm going to go plus, add device, home, robot vacuum, press both buttons, press and hold both buttons, wait until the vacuum says Wi-Fi reset and the button starts flashing.
Wi-Fi connection has been reset. Awaiting
Nice.
network connection.
Okay, I can do this. Next, we have never had a robot vacuum before, so I'm going to punch in our wireless code here. Okay. And we're going to let it connect. Now what's interesting is it automatically connected to some of the other ones. I'm having to go through more steps here than on some of the others, but we'll see what it does. Hopefully I got everything right. Okay, the lights just went yellow on it. Okay. Update available only when charging. Okay, so it's giving me a choice of some of the names to name my device. I'm going to call it the first floor vacuum. And I'm going to share it later with my wife. I don't want her to know that I'm cheating here, and I'm going to use this to clean the whole first floor because there's literally stuff everywhere. I'll take you on a tour here in a second. Okay, plug your charging station into an outlet. Do we have 40 inches? Not exactly. Let's see. If I give it a little bit of room, give it that much.
Starting to charge.
That should be good, I think. That looks a little bit more like 40 inches of room. Okay, here we go. It's charging. Update the firmware. Now, I heard some things about the firmware on these vacuums that they wouldn't set up properly unless they had the newest firmware. Now, I got this thing pretty recently, but I'm going to tell it to update anyway. And I'm looking like I'm going from 1655 to 1697. So it says needs to be charging to update. I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Okay, so before the Wyze vacuum gets over here, I'm going to have to manually pick up this floor. I have a feeling that the vacuum ain't going to do it on its own. So I'll show you how Dad cleans. Rice up here. There's her surprise box of toys. Don't tell her. She won't even know I used it. Not until she goes to open it up. So a little bit about this rice and the toys that you see here. We don't have pink rice at the house normally. This was actually a sensory rice table that my wife had made that actually helps our kids, and they use it in their instruction and their homeschooling. And yes, this place gets dirty. We have 5 kids, 3 of which are preschool, elementary, or homeschooling, and so they're constantly taking over this house and making a mess. My wife says that she's saved 20 to 30 minutes a day of sweeping now with this vacuum, and it does a good enough job that she can come back through and mop occasionally, and it gets the house super clean. So very excited about that.
Starting cleaning.
So here we're watching the vacuum do its first initial cleaning. Now you can tell it to quick map, which I did once, and it will go around the room about 5 minutes, and it'll just use the laser on top. So that's a LiDAR. It's a laser range finding technology, very similar to radar, but uses lasers, and it's a lot better in close proximity. They use this a whole lot in self-driving automobiles, and it's actually been scaled down to work in the Wyze Robotic Vacuum. That's that little thing you see spinning on the back. And here it's going to go right over our doormat. No problem at all. It has no problem clearing gaps. It climbs right over them, even some you don't want. I'll talk about that in the challenges section. Now here it's not going underneath. It's not going into the cubbies here that we have in our entryway. Yeah, I still got some trim to finish, and yeah, I still got to do the stairs. But it's actually done a really good job actually here, just going along. It has 2 sensors on the front side, so if it bumps into something, it'll turn to the left and keep going. Another interesting thing is it does a counterclockwise pattern around the room, which is actually really cool because you can see here it gets underneath a really short toe kick. I think these are 3 and 7. I think these are 3 1/4 maybe inch toe kicks is all the room that they have there. Just under 4, and it gets along there. But it's doing this counterclockwise because it has a brush on the right side of the unit. So it's actually able to get way deep underneath these toe kicks and get into places that you wouldn't think. So you can see here it bounces off the end, it does a little turn, and it's finding the edge of things. And it's going to proceed around the island. This was an interesting area. So it stopped on this run prematurely. It didn't actually make it into the kitchen pathway. You can see this kind of false wall that it developed. And you know, we ran it again and it did the entire room and it was great, but that's one of the things that you have to look out for, is sometimes it'll miss rooms, sometimes that technology doesn't work exactly the way we want it to. And here it went underneath our kids' kitchen. This was really cool and unexpected. Had a little bit of trouble here with this Binky. So this Binky gave some trouble as it took it along for a ride. Okay, it is really having a problem with this Binky. It is just flinging this thing around. Not good. Come on, buddy. Spit it out. Don't take the bait. Oh. Oh. Good, left. Okay. So, big things might have to get picked up. The size, not so good. Now here it's mapped its way around the couch. It's just making its way there. We have a dog bed and a little sofa table, and it makes its way around using that right bristle brush to get underneath things and pull things towards its center to where it does the vacuuming. And it will generally make a full circuit and get right back to where it started. And you can see the map is almost complete here. So when it did this earlier, it actually was able to reach out there and get the mapping of the deck. Now it's not able to get out there because the door is closed, but it was able to at least see through the glass. That was very impressive to me. And here it's back to where it all began. And it's going to start a pattern now to actually fill in, now that it's got this idea of the room layout. And it does very short passes, really only about 8 inches apart, maybe 10 inches apart. And it's drawing that dirt into the vacuum area where it's actually sucking it up. And there's 3 different setting levels that you can use for different levels of suction and different levels of noise. So it's coming along here, it's going to do the same thing again, and it's going to do it a little bit further out on the path. I did have my smart lights turned off here, so you can see that it does run in complete pitch black. You don't have to leave any lights on for it, it can see in the dark. This was another area, you can see it going back and forth. So it's going to do these passes, and they're overlapping, so they're going to get all the dirt up that you're getting there. It's also using that bristle arm to bring items to itself. I was a little bit worried that it was going to fling things everywhere because it's, you know, small grains of rice on a slick surface. And here it found the bottom of the table legs, and so it's going to use that front bumper and its wheels to kind of work its way around and determine where the edges of that are. And it actually did a really good job here. We did remove the chairs for this pass. I can tell you I've left those chairs there, and it's made a circuit all the way under, beneath the chair legs, beneath the crossbars in the chair. So this thing's really short, makes it work in a lot of situations. Oh my gosh, it's going to do another circle. And there it goes. This is a little bit of onboard shot. I threw my GoPro on top of it and it had no problem taking it around. If you've got pets or cats, I've seen some videos on the internet of them taking and hitching a ride. I don't know if it's going to work with the LiDAR sensor, but because this was small enough that it could have fit on top of that and not interrupt it, it worked out pretty well, and it gives you a kind of a neat perspective of what the robot vacuum is doing. And I never knew my floor was so bumpy. Just said cleaning complete, returning to charge, and she's stumbling like a drunk through the house trying to find her charging station. Ain't gonna lie, I've stubbed my toe a time or two in this house, but not bad, little lady. Don't get that chair. So it uses some sort of infrared from the base unit to know when it's there, and you'll see it get really close. It's going to then spin around, and it's going to back up to the charging base. So in an ideal world, you'll never have to worry about this. Yeah.
Starting to charge.
I love it. So that was really cool. Now my interest in this is how much did it actually pick up? So it's not perfect, I'll give you that. Probably 95%, which when you're talking about little grains of rice on a really slippery floor, if we had carpet, it would have probably done even better, is my guess. But for a luxury vinyl tile, a hard surface flooring, not bad. Not bad, Wyze. Okay, so considering a robot just cleaned our house for the first time, don't tell my wife I'm using the good bowls from the kitchen. I'm gonna see how much it picked up. So we're putting the bowl there. The bowl weighs 13 ounces. I'm gonna zero out the meter. And I believe I can remove dust bin. Let's see. How do I open this guy? That would be a really good thing to know. Oh, so I just pulled it outward. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm making a mess already. Look at that. I had no idea that was in our floor. Oh my gosh. We do have a dog, as you can tell. That is an enormous amount of hair that was down here that we've never gotten. And the rice, that's some sensory rice for my kids. And just dirt and just papers. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're at a tare weight of 0. Oh, the mat that just fell out of there. Okay. Wow, that's clean now all of a sudden. Looking good. I did spill just a little bit of rice on the floor. I just pushed it back. I'll drop you back in. Good job, little lady.
Dustbin installed.
Yes, it is. And we picked up $26 grams, so almost a full ounce of hair. And oh my gosh, the mat that just came out of that thing is insane. And all that rice, my wife is gonna freak out. So yeah, 0.91, so yeah, almost a full ounce. And I spilled a little bit here when I was getting out of there. So all in all, I'm really impressed. I think it could go for round 2. I'm gonna let it charge just a few minutes here. Let's give it a little bit of cool down time. And then we're gonna set it to run again. I've still got some more work on that email to do. We're gonna see what this thing can do. I'm impressed already. Good job, Wyze. Holy Toledo. After that last run, I am sold on this vacuum. So I'll take you around a little bit to my trouble spots, I would call them. Over here, where all that rice was spilled, it's clean. It picked it up. There are 2 grains of rice I can see right there and there. That's better than I do. So when my wife does it, that might be gone, but that's way better than I would do. So it's definitely as good as a husband job.
Dustbin removed.
Dustbin removed. So I learned this last time, so I'm gonna zero this out. So we're at 0, 0, 0. Pull this downward, that opens it up. Ooh, there's quite a bit of rice, but I don't know how much is in there. It's saying 0. We've got a 0 additional. Now, unfortunately, that's what it looks like it is. So, not much more on the second pass on the gentler setting, but I don't know how calibrated this scale is, so we'll see. But there was definitely some additional in there. Really happy with the outcome. You know, there's definitely some things that they can improve on this product, obviously in the navigation, but as a software engineer myself, I'm amazed. I'm amazed at the math that's involved in this, how it drives itself around, overcoming obstacles. You know, this thing is just wicked cool. And if it does 90% of the job that my wife does, that's already 70% better than I do. So I'll leave you guys with that. This is the first look at the Wyze Robot Vacuum from the Wyze company.
Dustbin installed.
So it's the next morning and it's time to see how the vacuum did. It had another run last night on full performance, so we'll see. Alexa, good morning. Now, if you're interested in home automation and you want to hear and see what I've done to tech enable and automate my new kitchen, new area, new living space, let me know in the comments and I'll see if I can put a video together for it. charged up.
Dustbin removed.
Okay, yeah. There's some more. This one definitely got a lot more hair and other stuff. I'm gonna go bring it back to our collection here. Yep, look at that. Yuck. Okay, crazies. Let's go get breakfast. Now, Maverick, my youngest there, he is a daredevil and he always gets into mischief. So my big question when I brought him downstairs was, how long would it take them to find and destroy the Wyze Robot Vacuum?
Starting.
My daughter almost steps on it here.
No.
They're not big fans. I think Mav even throws a book at it here. So needless to say, we've had to pick up the robot vacuum.
What are you doing in there?
In between cleanings.
You getting breakfast? Hey, babe. I got the living room cleaned.
Did you clean under the sofas?
Yeah.
What about vacuuming sofas?
Yeah, I didn't get to that part.
You used my vacuum.
Of course, it works great. Hey, Mav.
Where'd you put all the toys?
Away?
Away? Like organized?
Oh, yeah. Okay, you gotta see what it picked up.
That's disgusting. Hey, do they have a robot that does the dishes?
Not yet. Okay, so I think I noticed something might be caught under here. I saw something flicking around, so I paused it. Yep. Not good. Don't know where that came from. That was underneath, somehow jamming the motor. Hopefully that doesn't affect it, and I don't want to hit home. I'm gonna go ahead and tell it in the app to resume.
So I have tried this thing upstairs in our house. One of the challenges, obviously, that you have to start a different map and you have to let it remap. This thing is so short though, that it went entirely underneath this dresser that I made, and it's just climbing over everything. We forgot that we left a few things under there for storage. One of the kids' Xboxes we took away for bad behavior is hidden under there. But the robot vacuum found it, and it did try to drive over everything, got itself hopelessly stuck on some bars and books and stuff here, whatever was under there. The second thing that it did is it grabbed one of my shoelaces from one of my boots and decided to chew that thing up pretty quickly. Luckily, I was able to pause it and pull it out. So will this thing run completely automated? It can, but don't expect it not to get stuck. When it did get stuck, it got itself completely turned around and was unable to really restart successfully. You can see here how this map is looking really crazy with all the little circles. It was having a heck of a time. And my wife left her iPhone charger out, and this is what the result was. About 2 feet of iPhone charger stuck in the motor there. I had to pull that out as well. A lot of curtains and other things can get trapped in it, so that was another kind of fail. This is another example of it getting hopelessly lost, trying to find its base. It's doing its best, but you know, it did this for probably a good 3 or 4 minutes, just backing up and trying to touch it. And I thought it was going to get it every time, and it missed, and I had to keep realigning it. Finally, I just had to push it into place and let it charge that way. So this is a known issue. They're working on this. I've seen this reported a few times. And this is a super big win, especially if you're worried about a cliff edge, stairs, or this device, you know, doing itself in. It is pretty smart. You can see that front wheel protected it from going off the ledge.
Don't suicide yourself. It's not worth it. Oh, buddy. Oh, little buddy.
So here's another setup tip. You can actually draw virtual walls to keep it from going under furniture that you don't want it to. So if you do a quick mapping and it has identified the areas of the room, you can use this virtual wall feature to draw walls where it will stay out of. This can be really good if there's a stairwell or a second room that you don't want it to go into, maybe a slick floor or some other reason that you don't want it to go to an area. You can just draw one of these virtual walls. Thank you for watching the video, and I know it's been awesome to have you guys here. You guys blew up my channel. Like literally, I had 10% subscriber growth in 1 week. And I've had this channel for a couple of years now, so that's huge. And to say thank you, I'm gonna give a giveaway for a Wyze Robot Vacuum. So one lucky commenter is gonna get this vacuum. The rules are very simple. You need to comment on this video, put in your favorite name for your Wyze Robot Vacuum in the comments, and include the hashtag #TheNetGuy. Other contest rules apply. Check those out in the description or visit thenetguy.com/vacuum. If you haven't already subscribed, I do these Wyze Wednesday videos about every other Wednesday, and I do other technology tips and review videos on my channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.